Innovation and Design Thinking. IDT. VTU Module 1. MVP Prototyping. Introduction. By J. Babu. MVP Minimum Viable Product. What is a prototype? A prototype is a scaled-down version of your product, a simulation or sample version which enables you to test your ideas and designs before investing time and money into actually developing the product. Prototypes come in all different shapes and sizes, ranging from simple paper models to fully functional, interactive digital prototypes. Why use prototypes? Prototyping is an extremely valuable step in the design thinking process. Putting the user at the heart of the process requires you to test your designs on real users, and prototypes make this possible without spending much of time and money. Prototypes can help you to gain first-hand insights into how users will interact with and react to the product you are designing. Seeing an early version of the product in action shows you if and how it will work in the real world. Identify any usability issues or design flaws before it's too late. If an idea or design is destined for failure, one can rather find out in the early stages. Prototypes enable to fail early and cheaply. They will expose a weak or unsuitable approach before one have invested too much time or money. Make informed design decisions. Test a few versions in the form of prototypes and see which works best. With prototyping, you can enjoy various benefits like evaluate technical feasibility, effectively present idea to customers, reduced risks, iterate at lower costs, simulate the future product, provide focused feedback, planning, quick and easy. Different kinds of prototypes. Prototypes can vary in terms of their form, fidelity, interactivity, and life cycle. Form. Is it a hand-drawn prototype or a digital one? Is it for mobile or desktop? Fidelity. How detailed and polished is the prototype? Based on this, prototypes can be high fidelity or low or medium fidelity prototypes. Interactivity. How functional is the prototype? Can the user click on it or interact with it, or is it view only? Life cycle. Is the prototype a quick, disposable version that will be replaced with a new and improved version? Or is it a more enduring creation that can be built and improved upon, potentially ending up as the final product? Prototypes can be divided into low fidelity and high fidelity. Fidelity simply describes how similar to the final product the prototype is, whether it's an accurate representation of the final product or more of a basic, early-stage model. Low-fidelity prototypes are ideal if you want to rapidly test broad concepts. They are quick, cheap, and highly collaborative. They don't require advanced design skills, so different people from different teams can easily be involved. Mid-fidelity prototypes can also be inexpensive to create depending on the tools you choose and don't require much design knowledge or experience. Some of the most common low and mid-fidelity prototyping techniques include paper prototyping and clickable wireframes. These methods are particularly useful for iterating on initial design ideas and getting the designers and stakeholders aligned on basic design elements. Paper prototyping does have its advantages. It's quick and affordable and can be used to document the evolution of your design, giving you tangible artifacts to refer back to. However, paper prototypes can be limited. One won't be able to convey visually complex interfaces, nor high levels of interactivity. They are best kept to the very early stages of the design process when you need to quickly explore a variety of broader ideas or concepts. Clickable wireframes. Clickable wireframes can also be used as low-fidelity prototypes. A clickable wireframe not only represents the visual layout of a digital interface, but also offers a certain degree of interactivity. One can simulate the journey a user might go through by including hyperlinked buttons which lead to another wireframe. Unlike a paper prototype where you'll need to redraw the entire screen if you want to make changes, you can make minor edits without starting from scratch. Still, low-fidelity wireframes are best suited for prototyping in the early stages of the project. High-fidelity prototypes. High-fidelity prototypes are more detailed, realistic prototypes that look and operate much like the final product. High-fidelity prototypes tend to include all the visual components, interactive elements, and content that will be featured on the final product. High-fidelity prototypes are more expensive and time-consuming to produce than their low-fidelity equivalents. The user feels like they are interacting with a live product, so you can expect them to behave naturally and provide meaningful feedback. With a high-fidelity prototype, one can test pretty much every single element of your product before sending it off for development. When it comes to high-fidelity prototypes, one can create digital prototypes using specialist software. Some of the most popular prototyping tools on the market include Sketch, InVision, and Flinto. Common prototyping tools are Adobe XD, InVision, Sketch, Figma, Balsamiq, UXPin, Flinto, Origami, Framer, Axure, Webflow. Types of prototyping. Some of the common types of prototyping that you can use include sketches and diagrams. Perhaps the most basic form of prototyping, sketching, requires minimal effort and does not necessarily require artistic drawing skills to serve its purpose. Paper interface. Digital products, especially websites, mobile apps, web services, and other screen-related products, require a range of prototyping methods, route to the final design and development. Storyboards. Storyboarding is an excellent way of telling stories and guiding targeted customers through a user experience. A technique to be used for early prototyping, storyboards allow to visualize how users would experience a problem or product and present it in a series of images or sketches. Wizard of Ounce prototypes. Prototypes with faked functions that one can use to test users are called Wizard of Ounce prototypes. The most famous example of Wizard of Ounce prototypes is a digital system prototype where the user is tricked into believing that the system responses are computer-generated when they are human-controlled. Role-playing. Role-playing or experiential prototyping enables designers to explore situations within the system that you are targeting physically. Role-playing can be best used in capturing and enacting the user's experience of using a product or service. Physical models. For a physical product, one can use a wide variety of materials to build a prototype for testing. Physical models are often built using paper, cardboard, clay, foam, or by repurposing existing objects. User-driven prototypes. A user-driven prototype does not test on users but allows the user to create some design, so one can learn more about users' thinking. This type of prototyping adds to the benefits of design thinking. Its purpose is not to use the user-generated solutions, but to use their designs to gain empathy with them or fine-tune your product according to their ideas. With such a wide variety of prototypes that can be built, it might get overwhelming to decide what to choose. Pay attention to people, objects, location, and interactions while building prototypes in design thinking. To be an excellent designer, one needs to learn how to keep your efforts efficient and consistent. Thanks for watching. Comment for any suggestions. Like, share and subscribe for more videos.